loved her husband dearly, but then there was her mother-in-law. Well, you know, when you get married, that comes with the territory too. You get a husband, but you also inherit this whole other family. Or you get a wife and you inherit this whole other family. The mother, the father, the sisters, the brothers, whoever is in it. Well, this young woman was happy with everybody in her husband's family except for her mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law just got on her last nerve. She come over and she said, well, why you do this way? And why you do this way? And why you do this way? And she picked at her cooking, and she picked at her cleaning, and she picked at how she took care of the children. She picked at everything. And the young woman was at her wit's end on how to please her mother-in-law. So she argued with her. She fussed with her. Nothing seemed to work. So she finally decided that what she was going to do was get rid of her. Oh no, she wasn't going to do anything so bold as to kill her with a knife or poison her food or anything like that. What she did is she went to see the voodoo man. Well, you know, every community kind of has a person who can practice a little magic and old stuff, you know. And so she went to him and said, look, I have this problem. My mother-in-law, she loves her all the time. She got to live with us because she old and decrepit, and my husband said, you know, that he got to take care of it, and she is his mama after all. But what can I do? Can you give me something that will make her better? And so the conjure man, he kind of thought about it for a little while, and he said, you know, I think I have just the thing. And he went over and dug in his big basket of salves and ointments and herbs and powders and roots. And he came up with this little jar. And he said, now here is this little cream. And she said, well, what am I supposed to do with it? How does it work? He says, well, what you have to do is you have to sit your mother-in-law down every evening after dinner. And then you take this cream and you start with her shoulders and you rub it into her shoulders. And then if she'll let you, you go ahead on and rub it into her arms and her hands. And if that's not enough, you go ahead on and rub it into her feet and her legs. And you do this every day for 3 months. And she said, well, what's it going to do? He said, it's guaranteed to make your mother-in-law's disposition improve 100%. So the young woman, she did it. She went home, and that evening she said, well, mother-in-law, I have something for you, but you have to sit down. And you have to let me rub your shoulders. Oh, what you want to do that for? I want you rubbing on me. Please, mother-in-law, if you just sit down, this is going to make you feel better. So she finally got the mother-in-law in the chair, and she started rubbing her shoulders. And then she rubbed her arms and hands. And the next day, she went on ahead and rubbed her feet and her legs every day for about a month. And then she was moving on into the next month. Well, you know, by the time she was into the middle of that second month, the mother had started saying, well, you know, that feels pretty good. And, well, you know, that makes me remember the time. And she started telling her stories about when she was a young woman growing up herself. And the young woman, she was touched because she had never heard these stories from her mother-in-law. She didn't know. She had forgotten that her mother-in-law used to be a young person and that she had the same feelings and desires and needs that she did herself. And she listened to her mother-in-law's stories, and she began to feel an empathy with her. And she kept massaging her that day and the next day and the next day until finally, when she went into the third month, she began to get worried. Because she thought that, you know, maybe this magic cream that she had gotten from the conjure man was going to do something to her mother-in-law. And now that she was beginning to really appreciate her and understand her, she didn't really want to do anything bad to her. So she took the salve and she went back to the conjure man and she said, Look, you know, since I've been rubbing this into my mother-in-law, she's started to tell me some things, and I really kind of understand her now, and I really don't want to hurt her. I don't want to do anything bad to her. So can you please take this back and give me something different that won't do anything to her? And the conjure man, he just looked at her and laughed. He said, "Oh, my dear, don't you know there was no magic in the South? The magic was all in your hands and in the time that you gave to your mother-in-law. It wasn't in the South that made your heart start understanding. It was in the time you took, and the time you took to listen to her and start to understand her. You can use this salve, you can use anything, but understand that the connection is with the heart." Peace begins with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
You're like a tree planted by waters. In every season you change, yet you remain the same. Strong, steadfast. My mother, a woman of strength, a mother of love, one who loved me even before I knew love existed, the one who loved me even after I found out and did not want to accept it. I thank you for your strength, your love, and your heavenly prayers, for the essence of your existence has woven its genuine substance into the fibers of my being, and there shall you be, Mother. Hey, we are recycling. Hey. And then I'm going to say something like, with the fruit, you know what I'm saying, with the whatever. And then I'm going to say no more whatever. Y'all, air pollution, land pollution. Y'all want to say something? We are recycling. Hey. We are recycling. Hey. We are recycling. Hey. With the fruit in. Hey. And the leaves in. Hey. We are recycling. Hey. We are recycling. Hey. No air pollution. Hey. No biohazardous. Hey. No land pollution. We are recycling. We are recycling. We are recycling.